Here we are on a Friday, payday in a moment, in the Slim Jim factory, extra rooms I should say, factory. And here we have a 3x4 metre room with a couple of demonstration Slim Jims in it, which you can see. There's a wooden version, which is on the right hand side, and a steel version on the left, depending what people prefer. But we thought what we'll do is we'll keep the black, the steel ones powder coated black, but now we're making them so that the timber ones look like furniture, so they're not painted black. And the principle how the Slim Jims work is they have a central weight stack, and then this follows a circuit, the weight stack cable I should say. We have a long cable which goes right around the whole system and back again, and so therefore you're able to have different takeoff points. So there's a handle there which is dangling from that pulley, so that would be where you had it over your shoulder and you're pushing forward. We'll demonstrate these things shortly. And we also have other pulleys lower down, and we have a pull down bar that swings out, and we also have a pull up bar. And this principle of having one circuit, one long cable and different takeoff points lends itself to many more permutations and exercises than you normally get. But the whole thing occupies this. Well, we've made these, we could make them narrow, less deep, more shallow if we really had to, but they're less than the thickness of a wall, so there's no real need to carry on thinning it and thinning it. But the whole thing can be fitted behind a roller blind I should say, or a bookcase with books on it, and it can be totally invisible. And of course this is just the Slim Jim Light version, which doesn't have a stepper or a rowing machine. And whereas across here we've got one showing, this is behind the roller blind there. Wait for the camera to focus, that's it. And it takes up no space, because when you actually look at it, the skirting board now that you see down there, it projects into the room more than the gym. And I'm just going to show you, this is for your endurance, and everybody knows what a stepper is for. You're able to make it very hard indeed, and you won't last more than a couple of minutes if you tighten up at those points there. But what people tend to do is to set it to the setting that they are comfortable with, that suits their weight, and they just leave it there. And it's all been tested for thousands of repetitions and stuff, and we found that you didn't have to alter it at all. We were pleasantly surprised. We expected you to have to adjust it more, but you don't. So Nigel's just altering the weight stack on that, and decided to use the horizontal bar. Clip that on, and then now you've got your exercises pulling down. And what more can I say? We all know what a pull down bar does. And we've got different ones where we've got the ropes with the lumps on the end, you know what I mean, and stuff. And so after all your pull down exercises, if you wish, you can go the opposite way in order to exercise the other muscles and your legs and your back and everything. It does so many different exercises. Some almost overlap, but you find if you do a lot of exercise, you can feel it in different places the next day, especially if you haven't warmed up properly. And there we go. He's doing it with a straight back at the moment, and he's keeping his legs straight. Now he's transferring it so that he's doing all his own body weight, plus the weights and the weight stack, and he can mix that so he can turn it so like an arm curl. He can do at the same time. He can just do the arm curls, but you know, there's an awful lots of different types you can do for every part of the machine. Just keep giving yourself more and more varieties of exercises, whether you want to build your strength or your endurance or just your fitness. So these he is doing now. Do the torso and the arms, and as he turns now, that's really for his core that he's doing that. Let's change again to that exercise, pushing, and now you can have it up there. Each different angle attracts effort from different muscles, and he's doing it all with one arm. You can do it with two, but he's just hooked the one takeoff point on at the moment. Now he's going to hook up the other one and show it can do skiing exercises, and well, it just goes on and on. The old counterbalance there. Got a counterbalance because it's got to keep the cables taut as you move from one takeoff point to another. The others would go slack, so we have a counterbalance going up and down that tube. Just out of interest, Nigel, how many exercises and do you actually think, definable separate exercises there are?
I would say we can probably get at least 40 different exercises straight away.
Yeah.
If you then start isolating the muscle groups down, you can multiply that by 2, by 3.
Yeah.
If you go down to the individual range as well, so it makes a difference.
Yeah. But it's pretty comprehensive, isn't it? There's not much left that you can't exercise, is
There's
there?
nothing left I would like to exercise.
There we go. Is it comfortable on your feet, by the way?
Yeah, that's fine. It just goes across, and because of the height difference, it flexes. So I just go across underneath very comfortably. No worries at all on that.
Okay. And then here on the outside, we're using this space to house a seat, so you can sit on it and do the pull downs or any other exercises that you so think fit or prefer to sit down and do. And then we've got all the other bits and pieces hanging up, and somewhere to. Oh, I haven't done the row machine yet.
Finish the row?
Yeah.
Oh, just unclip off.
Yeah. So this is what you have to do. Instead of walking round to the other side of the machine as you would with a normal multi-gym, you don't have to walk around. You just connect to different parts, and it doesn't take very long, and it becomes automatic very quickly. So this has got a stop on the end, obviously, so you don't slide off the end. But you've got to have about 7 foot in height to be able to retain that. And then we've got the weight stack operated rowing machine. It's got bars or pegs for your feet because it doesn't need a plate with Velcro, because the weight stack is all the time pulling you forward. So you've got to be pushing against that. You're never pulling, you are only pushing with your feet. It works pretty quietly, and you can see the old counterweight going up and down. And then the weight stack goes up to 50 or 60 kilos, And I've tried rowing with the 50-60 kilos. Yeah, no problem for the first 20 seconds. After that, it's actually your forearms can't hold the bar with that sort of weight on. It's not your legs, it's not your back, they're the big muscles. But you can't actually hold on to the bar for many minutes with 60 kilos on it. And it's just silly, people put too much on to start. Everybody does that. And what you need is about 10 kilos, depending what you're trying to achieve. But you get more exercise on this than you would just pushing air. But different people want different weights and ways of exercising for different sports. But you've got all the choices all the time. And you can see that takeoff point. Just do that again a bit more nice. You can see that takeoff point, I think, going up and down. There's one there. Quite a few things clip onto that, depending what you're using. And then there's another takeoff point there. And then we've demonstrated the pull down, the pull up, etc., etc. And so, if you just do a couple of 3 or 4 minutes on each of these, you'll soon burn up 20, 30, 40 minutes. Hardly having scratched the surface. Okay, Nigel. Sean's outside. And then it all just clips away and the blind goes down again and you get on with your life. That's the Slim Gym. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.